Good afternoon, you guys. This is recorded lecture for chapter 13. We are going to discuss a double contrast barium enema, evacuative proctography, which is also called a deficogram, and a colostomy enema. A lot of these slides are actually going to be review, so I might not spend as much time on them as I normally would, only because I use some of the same ones to kind of reiterate what we talked about in the single contrast BE lecture. Okay, so when we talk about a BE or a lower GI series, the purpose is to look at the entire large intestine. And we've already discussed a single contrast BE. A double contrast BE means that we're using two different contrasts. We're using barium, which is our positive contrast. That is atomic number 56. Or you can use the water-soluble iodinated contrast, which is number 53. And the negative contrast that we would use is air. So we use both a positive and a negative contrast media, or a radiopaque and a radiolucent contrast media in a double contrast study. And unlike the single contrast, the single tends to fill the entire lumen with contrast media, the positive contrast, but you can see in this that there are sections that are full, but then you've got these areas over here that the barium actually lines the intestine and air kind of fills the lumen. So you can see in different areas here where it's actually air filled. I'm sorry, you don't see the pointer. You can see where it's actually air filled in just the outline of the haustra in certain sections, and then there's areas where it's actually full of the contrast. So this is a double contrast barium enema, most likely an AP position. And one of the interesting things, I told you that the transverse colon is the most flexible, and if you look at this, this is ascending colon, this is right hepatic flexure, and then this coming down like this is all the transverse colon. And you can see it doesn't look exactly in the book when they tend to show it going straight across, but it actually comes down all the way down like this and then comes up, and this is the left splenic flexure, and then the descending colon, sigmoid, and rectum.